Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. So I'm back to recording guitars. I'm going to try to do the solo bit. I've already done it, but I'm going to try to better it. And the little outro, it's like some unison bends at the end that I will then pan off to one side so it doesn't clash with the vocal. Okay, so what I've got going is the same thing as usual. The microphones are about, I've got this little drumstick here, and the microphones are about 8 inches out from the front of the grill cloth. I've got it facing this way so that the projection is going that way, saving my ears a little, making it where I can hear, the tracks as I play along. 2 ribbon mics. One is going to this MS1B, this Rain. Phantom power is off because it's a ribbon mic. It's mainly turned all the way down. Then it's going into input 1 with the high Z off, the gain all the way down, and the channel switch at about 87. The next one's at 100. It's going directly to the zoom in input 2, and the gain is at around 12 o'clock. No effects on this. Let me make sure of that. Yes. Just make sure I didn't leave some weird effect on, because that is worthless. I don't ever record like a real amp with any of their effects. It puts a layer of trash on top of everything, just ruins everything. So don't do that. If you have to use the amps, use those and make them sound as good as you can, but I would keep the effects off any like real mic recording, because I've made a mistake before. Had it on the drums a couple times and really, ugh. Okay, so I've been playing this part. I've got marks where I need to be, so I can just go right to that. It's at 138. And what I do is I have this kind of feedback build-up. I have to turn these guitars up. I probably will not play this as well as I've already played it. Luckily, I have a take that I'm happy with, so if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But what I like to do typically is get a good take, try to better it 2 more times. I get a better take and then try to better that one. And sometimes you go back to, and I can only do 2 takes at a time, so sometimes I have to go back to the first take, blah, 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 and undo it. So you have to be really careful. So right now I have a take that I like, so every time I do a take, if it's not the right one, or if I make a false start, I can't make a mistake and forget to undo that, or I lose that track. So it's kind of a tightrope walk you have to do here a little bit with the undo button. Got to be super careful with that. Alright, so what happens is I'm going to start the drums and the other guitars up, and then there's like this feedback thing you'll see, and what I do is just turn the amp on, the guitar up. I'll just turn it up once I start, and it usually starts feeding back. Yeah, 'cause I'm so close to the cabinet, so it creates that, which sounds awesome. And maybe I'll get a better feedback this time around. Alright, here we go. Wait, let me just make sure that that take is still there. Still there, thankfully. Okay, so I can go back to my mark and hit record play. Okay, I don't think that betters it, so I'm going to undo it and try again. too. I am in the bridge position of the Lawler pickups. I've got the amp at like the noon position. All I have is a one tone control. Very simple amp, 18 watts, cranked all the way up. Going to 4 Celestion speakers. 2 of them are Alnico Blue. The other are Celestion and Warehouse equivalent, G12H30. I've got 1 Warehouse and 1 Celestion. And the Warehouse are copies of the G12H30, but they have a little different basket construction than the Celestions. Celestions have different kind of basket and paper construction. Okay, so, but very complimentary. All right, let me try it again. Did I undo that? Undo, yes, I need to undo that. I don't think anything's beat my first one yet. That one, and I didn't get the rake in there. I have a decent rake on the first take. Okay, let me try this one more time. Nope. Hold on. Darn it. That one was going well too before I ruined it. Okay, let's listen to that one and see if anything good happened there. Okay, let me turn this off for a second and we'll just run playback. On this baby here. Yeah, that needs to be plugged in over here. try the other take. See how much better it is. Okay, I don't think I feel like doing this outro again on camera, and it's fine. So let me just play that back. Yeah, so all I'm doing here is going for the rest of the way, and I'm going to split this off to another channel so that it doesn't interfere with the out chorus, but it'll go. So it's a unison bend. Hold on. Okay, so let's play that back. That's all there is to that. It was just a unison bend and 2 notes, just kind of ringing it out. And I'm going to push it off to one side, like I said, so it doesn't interfere with the out chorus. Get that noise out of here. So let's play that back really quickly. And like I said, that'll be kind of buried. Let me just hit this solo one more time, and we'll just make sure. Okay, so I might hit that solo one more time before I go off camera. Just take one more crack at it. So don't judge it too hard if it sounds too sloppy. But in keeping with, you know, the way I play and the way I record, I think it's okay how it turned out. but you have to practice a lot. I was talking to a friend of the channel, K Mazer, about that, and he was saying 21 times really to develop muscle memory. And so I try to play this stuff over and over again, and I think it is making a difference because I felt more confident to try things on the fly as opposed to just trying to get through it, which leads me to believe that my muscle memory is better than usual because of the continual practice. So, oh, and the other thing I was going to mention is the passing of Jed the Fish. I know I'm always doing like people dying and stuff, but I guess people die all the time. But Jed the Fish, man, the first time I got to Los Angeles, I guess it was 1987. Yeah, 1987. And I was like 19, 18, 19, something like that, really stupid. And so I get to Los Angeles, and I think I'm driving down Santa Monica Boulevard or riding in the car. Yeah, I think I was driving. And Los Angeles blew my mind with the radio. Like I came from this town, Columbus, Georgia, which is now getting bigger, but back in those days it was like, it felt tiny, you know, with just a few radio stations, very limited. And in Los Angeles, like literally every spot on the dial was filled with something awesome. I mean, it was just like incredible. And landed on K-Rock, KRQ, as they call it, KRQ. If you're proper LA dialect, you know, like Val speak, it'd be KRQ. But anyway, K-Rock is what it's more known as. And Jed the Fish was the, I guess he was like the late afternoon drive guy, or into the evening. Yeah, it was like into the evening. And he had the ultimate like Southern California voice, even though I found out he's from Arizona, but probably just living out there. And Arizona sounds like that too. And but he had that ultimate kind of LA voice, and the first time I heard him, he sounded really loose, you know, like, and I was like, I hadn't heard college radio much yet, and didn't realize that there was another style of DJing that was different, you know, from the usual way. And he was just like a live wire, and he would interview amazing people, and just, he was crazy. And I found out later, I thought it was Richard Blade that discovered Depeche Mode and brought him to LA and all that, but it was actually Jed the Fish that started playing Depeche Mode. And you can look up Jed the Fish playlists like on here on YouTube, and you'll be amazed at what he was playing. At least I was, because this was in the 1980s, you know, when you didn't hear much of anything. And on his shift, man, he was just letting it go, playing some amazing stuff. First time I ever heard like certain songs, like punk rock stuff on the radio, couldn't believe it. Just couldn't believe my ears that some of this stuff was being played, like some of my favorite music that was, you know, not typically played on the radio, and Jed would be rocking it and then doing his usual thing, you know, which is hard to explain. Jed the Fish. But anyway, just wanted to remember him. It sounds like he had a hard ending, died at 69. I'm not sure what all was going on, but man, he was one great DJ, and it sounds like he helped so many bands, like kicked off their big career. It's like the list goes on. It's all the obvious LA bands, but he was into so much cool stuff. And knowing that he kicked off the Depeche Mode thing, because Depeche Mode came to Los Angeles, I guess it was like in 1988, and they were huge there. It was like they were like LA's band. And I remember they went to Tower Records. This might have been like as late as 90, and it created like a riot, like a serious riot that like shut down, you know, Sunset and all that. It was pretty crazy. And I guess it was Jed that started all that. So anyway, hope you learned something here about the Zoom recording guitars and Jed the Fish. All right, thanks. Next time.